Hey guys, Funny Guy Timmy here. Haven't done one of these car vlog things in a long time, probably because I didn't have my clamp to put the phone on the window for the car. I think my roommate actually took this thing and hid it. I think he hated it, but I finally found it, so I'm able to do one of these. So I just got back from doing a comedy gig in South Austin, close to Guadalupe Street, at the Willie Nelson off Willie. I think it's just called the Willie Nelson. It's like a bar club stage thing, and I opened for. I did like 25 minutes. I actually arrived late, which I apologize to dude. The problem is I was thinking that there was going to be parking at the place, and I keep forgetting that South Austin doesn't have parking anywhere near any venue you ever need to get to. So I had to go find parking, and then put the parking permit thing in it, and then go. And so when I arrived a little bit late, but I had enough time to do the 25 minutes. So I did my full set, exactly what we agreed on. So no problem there. It was just kind of like, just apologized. And I can actually scoot up a little bit closer. I scooched myself back because I wanted a little bit more room. But there was a musician named Ian something. I don't remember what his name was. I think he's performed or opened for Bob Dylan or something like that. I'm gonna have to look it up. I think he's an Austin, Texas local. I'm gonna have to look it up. If I do, it's gonna be in the description. If I don't find it, then it's not gonna be. But it was a great show. It was all people that were like 35 and older, like 35 to like 70, all like working, not working class, upper class people, basically. Everyone, owned their own company, and it was all doing very, very well for themselves. And it was a good show. It went over very well. I think there was only one joke that didn't go so well, and the reason it didn't go over very well was because, first of all, not very many people were paying attention. I mean, it was a party, so most, like 95% of the people were just, talking to each other and chatting very, very loudly. So, there was only like a row of like 10 to 15 people like in the front that were actually facing me. There was people scattered throughout that were paying attention to me, but most of the people were kind of just chatting amongst themselves, which is fine. Everyone was having a good time. The people that focused on the show enjoyed the show, so it's totally fine. It was a private show, so I could not record it. Maybe I know some people took pictures. Maybe if someone did record it and I could find it, then, I'll put it up somewhere. I handed out business cards because, everyone owned their own company. So, but the problem is I only had with me my voice acting, business cards. But, hey, a business card's a business card. Still got my contact. They can contact me. They can find me. Still got my full name on there. So, they can Google me if they want. But it was good. He actually tipped me, which was surprising. And especially considering I was late and I kept apologizing for that. But he tipped me. So I walked out with way more than I was expecting. It was good. It was good. It was fun. Let's see. Okay, so being that I haven't been able to record a set for you guys, like a video, do like an actual set, I do have a 15-minute audio set that I've done. I cut it down from, so it was a show that I did with a good friend, Simply Courtney, and it was at the Silver Spoon in South Texas. I don't know. It's off the highway. It's the Silver Spoon Ranch Lounge. I think it's Ranch. But we did a show there with like a 20 to 30 crowd audience. So it's kind of a small audience, but good participation, and it was okay. And so we tried recording the audio, or I tried recording the audio, and I recorded everybody's audio. But there was a lot of like interference every now and then. I don't know if it was like bad cables or bad mic or whatever. So there was some jokes and some bits that just didn't work. So I had to cut it down to 15 minutes. But if you guys want to see that, or listen to that rather, because there's no video, it's just audio. If y'all guys want to listen to that, let me know down in the comment section below, and I will upload a some video, some photo to go along with the audio, and y'all can listen to it. If y'all are, really wanting to hear 15 minutes of my stand-up comedy, you know, in a row, then, there you go. That'll be it. It's a little bit more adult than most people are used to me doing. I think I say the F word twice, and that's it. Like, that's really the only curse word. I mean, there's shit and damn and stuff like that. But, yeah, it's something very, very weird. I have no real problem with cursing. I just don't like it. I know there's a lot of people in my family that really don't like cursing. I don't really have a problem with it. My problem is if it's used nonsensically, if it's just used all the time. If every single joke has the F word in it. Mine was used strategically and very specifically, and I think one of them's an actual quote. But for the most part, I'm not a fan of it, because if you feel like you have to put in blue material or cursing nonstop throughout your bit, that just to get laughs, then the joke probably needs work. I think that's a good sign that the joke needs work. Even Bill Burr, who's incredibly blue, not blue, but just incredibly adult. There's some blue comics. He's not really all that blue. He's just an adult, adult comic, and, he talks about adult subjects. And he does use adult language. But he even doesn't curse that much. Even, comics that... Dave Chappelle, I don't think he curses that much. A lot of, and Seinfeld, I think there's only one time I've ever heard him, drop an F-bomb. It was hilarious. It had something to do with Superman. I don't remember what it was. But the comics that I've always enjoyed the most, and the comics that I feel are really pioneering and pushing boundaries and being at the top of their game, are ones that don't curse all that much. And, that's kind of the direction that I go. I used to curse a lot more. Not a lot, but just a lot more in my stand-up than I do, and that was when I was doing open mics. And that was actually a part of my stand-up and a part of myself that I didn't like. I didn't like that I was becoming more and more, not blue, but just more and more not family-friendly, just cursing for the heck of cursing. And I didn't enjoy it. It was not me. It was not me. It wasn't my stand-up. It wasn't my mind. It wasn't my creativity. It wasn't my style. But if you go to an open mic, that's the kind of humor that people expect. People expect the blue humor. Well, I guess, the comics there, the amateur comics, think that they have to be very blue to get anywhere. And at first I was really pushing to fight that. And I was developing a good 30-minute set without any blue material. But then after a while, as I started to mingle more and more with the other comics and started getting, more and more in the in crowd or whatever, I started to, curse more and talk about more adult subjects. And I'd never liked that part of myself. I would listen back to it and I wouldn't upload. I wouldn't upload any of those jokes because I wasn't proud of them. There was a couple people laughing, but I don't think that they were laughing for the reasons that I wanted them to laugh. I don't think they were laughing at the jokes that I was writing. I think they were just laughing at me being absurd on stage. And I didn't like it. So after a while, I stopped doing open mics. I haven't gone back to an open mic in what feels like 3 years. I think it's 3 years. I'm not positive. I haven't gone back to an open mic. I'm still writing new jokes. I'm still coming up with new bits. I'm still improving the stuff that I have. I just can't do the open mics. And I encourage people to do the open mics, but after a while, I recommend that people stop. because you will lose yourself. You do need the experience of getting on the stage. You do need the experience of getting in front of a wide variety of people. You do need the experience of putting yourself out there and stretching your boundaries and finding out what you're comfortable with and what the audience is comfortable with, and putting yourself in front of different kinds of demographics. You need to put yourself in front of as many demographics as possible. But then after a while, back away. Get away from the open mics. A lot of the comics that I know that still do open mics religiously, like every night, they're doing the same jokes that I remember them doing from the beginning, that I've seen them do from the very beginning. But now they're just filled with profanity. And I don't want to say all of them, but some of them seem miserable. Some of them don't seem like they're enjoying doing comedy as much anymore. And, I'm like, yeah, that's what happens. You're not being yourself. I mean, if that's not who you started out being, if you start out being absurd and profane when you hit the stage the first time, that's you. That's you, that's who you are, that's why you're funny, that's why people laugh. Ride with that, totally fine. But if you hit the stage and you don't want to do profanity, and you don't start out doing it, and you get some laughs, stay that way. Don't change for the audience. Don't change. You can structure a joke. For example, I think the worst word I said tonight was shit, and that was it. I think I said it twice. Shit. I don't remember what it was for. And the audience laughed. They loved it. It was adult crowd. It was adult crowd. Everyone was drinking. I could have done more adult humor, but I chose not to, and they seemed to like it. I was approached by a whole bunch of people that wanted photos, and people wanted my card, and people, wanted to chat with me for like a couple of minutes, saying that it was great, and, all this kind of stuff. I didn't think the set was all that good, but there was apparently a bunch of people that did. But that's just me. That's just how I pursue my comedy. But yeah, there are jokes that were funny that I told that were very bluer than my comedy. Not blue, like there's blue and then there's just blue for me. That I don't think was good. People laughed, people loved it. Some people remember me for them, but I don't care if I ever tell those jokes again. They weren't me. That wasn't my style. That wasn't who I am. I prefer to be more open to a more general audience. I prefer to perform for a wider range of demographics, wider range of people. I don't like doing stuff that sends people in a different direction or turns people off or whatever. I don't like doing that. So anyway, that's basically the point of this. If you guys want to see my 15-minute or listen to my 15-minute bit, it's not the best quality. I tried my best to clean it up. It's not the largest crowd, but it's 15 minutes of comedy that maybe it's 15 minutes of jokes you guys have probably never heard of mine. If you guys are subscribers or fans or y'all have listened to my stuff for like the longest time, there's probably a joke in there or two that you've never heard. So if y'all want to listen to that, leave a comment down below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about stand-up comedy, give me a little ringy ding ding, or email me, or leave a comment. You can basically just comment for anything. Just leave a comment. If you hate me, leave a comment. Sure, why not? So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, peace.